of my a couple of my buddies. One of them is Mage. You guys remember Mage? Is returning. Hasn't been on this game in a long time, and I'm showing him what's new. And my buddy Raiders probably debating on getting this game, and I'm trying to show him why it's worth it. It's probably not worth it to some of you. Are probably thinking, "Oh, fuck this! I played that a million times. I don't like it." This and that, blah blah blah. But I can say it's not. It is not the way it used to be. It's a little bit more complex as far as gear. Something I know he's good at. Now, right now, Raider, we're doing a heroic mission. Me and a random. And we're matchmaking. I'm in the process of matchmaking. And I'm using an old build that I had before. Let me know when you're watching it there, Raider. It crashed? Oh, man.
Another agent has joined your group.
Down here. Jesus. That guy took a lot of bullets.
Agent down.
The UAVs.
Ching chong, that bitch is dead. So normally this here is a weapons case, but unfortunately I grabbed it already. I'm doing this for gear.
Leave it alone.
Oh, that hurts.
System malfunctioning.
I remember back when you couldn't complete heroics with less than 3 people. Had to be 4 people. Somebody's mic just fucked up big time on this game.
I already got the 2 fellas.
Another agent is now in your group.
Yes. Tell me, but.
Oh, I just missed that damn fly.
Serious trauma detected.
Somebody's running the pestilence.
I ain't talking to him. Yeah, running around looking crazy.
Are you watching it, Raider, or no? Oh, so are you getting back on it?
Sitting here on the game, just running around shooting
Yes.
motherfuckers. I ain't doing shit. Yeah, I ain't doing shit. Yeah, that sounds good as a motherfucker. We might do some wins today. Shit. We can read up the story. Bye, little lady. Tell your mom and dad I said, hey. I don't know, shit. The movie sounds good as a motherfucker.
Assistance.
You know what I'm saying? I can hang up on me then, nigga. Shit. Well, hang up on me then, bud. And I said it shouldn't be too bad though. I said it shouldn't be too bad. That cherry wood.
Using seekers. I could do this all day.
Pretty much the smoke is doing all the cooking and flavoring for you.
An agent needs assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Get my head straight.
Yeah, indirect.
Well, I was chasing them boys. Huh. So you said it froze, Raider? Hello? Let me check this. Raider. Probably on the phone now. Huh. He's probably on the phone.
We got some little tiny motherfuckers. Little tiny motherfuckers. Like some little micros.
Go get it.
I like them pocket. But I wouldn't mind taking a clean micro. I think Vince dog is only like 3 days old.
That's funny because I want some Hot Pockets now.
Inventory. Social.
Yeah, I'm here. Were you on the phone?
Inventory.
Raider? Raider! Can you hear me? I heard you there for a second. What the hell happened? Raider. Raider. Hello, Raider. Earth to Raider. Raider. I'm gonna figure this shit out. Raider. Hello. Hello, Raider. Well, my mic's on. Huh.
You're making good progress. Take it steady.
Laptop detected.
data you just downloaded and see what we can make of it. Continue your sweep.
I'm getting a flurry of movement right outside the north entrance.
This must be the last of them. Take them down, Agent.
Agent down. An agent needs assistance. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Area secure. Good work.
Detected. Location guarded. Heavily alarmed hostiles. armed hostiles guarding location nearby.
Inventory.
I heard you. I heard you. I was on the phone with my wife. I was having phone sex. My ears had orgasms.
An agent is no longer in your group.
Because she didn't listen? Kept throwing them? Alright, don't mind me what I'm doing. You're just gonna see me do a bunch of random BS. It doesn't look like you're gonna understand anything about what I'm doing, because you're probably not.
Detected. Location guarded.
Okay, so
Heavily
in case you
armed
didn't notice,
hostiles.
this is Washington, D.C. This is the White House. It's not the actual president that we have, okay? No, it's not Trump or Obama. It's, oh, my bad. I accidentally hit my button there.
Then get out of my way.
It's, oh man, I just closed it. Ronnie. Ronnie.
Jesus, it doesn't kick you 3 times. That would give you a clue. Getting the fuck out of my way, kid.
Honey. Dim it down. Move over.
Shit.
Right here. Alright, I'm back. Oh, let me kick these people here. Vote to remove. Oh, I can't vote to remove those guys.
Inventory. Social.
An agent has left your group.
Kick.
You are no longer in a group.
Looking to deal?
She had her milk, and then she had some like pancake stuff that you make, the syrup. 2 pieces. 2 pieces. Okay.
Good trading with you, agent.
So when you get in here, if you get the big version that I have, you get specializations. They're supposed to release 2 specializations. They're supposed to release more throughout the year. So right now that you do get, you get the Demolitionist, which is you actually get a grenade launcher. Those red ones, you can only upgrade 3 slots in 3 weapon slots per, you know what I mean, per spot. You get, oh no, that's not that one. You get the Survivalist, which is an explosive crossbow, and they all come with certain abilities. So you following me so far, Raider?
Mm-hmm.
So they all come with certain abilities. So we'll go back to the Demolitionist. The Demolitionist has got explosive ordnance, so 25% increased explosives damage. That's anything from your grenades to your grenade launcher to your mortar turret, which is down here. And you cannot have, so you can have these unlocked. Say I have the Demolitionist, right? Because as you can see, I have it completely spec'd out to the way I want. Down here, extra bonuses for like your team play. So you get 50% pulse resistance. It could be anything from PvP to oh, that's actually awesome. I didn't know that. That's a new one. When armor is depleted to 0, refills all main weapon ammo. That's awesome. Anyway, you get an outfit. That's kind of automatic. You don't have to put that in there, except for the other ones. I think in order to get the outfit, you have to complete the field research. But your mortar turret, So I have the mortar turret. It literally launches rockets. If I come over here and I put on and I activate the survivalist, I can no longer use the mortar turret, but I don't have to unlock it again. They have seeker mines. This one particularly is the mender. It allows you to, it heals you. You can send it to other players. It heals them. You have, so this is the survivalist. You get 15% increased outgoing healing, and this is when it's maxed. So I think it starts at 5, then it's 10, then it's 15. And then you have the elite defense, which once again 5, 10, 15. Every time you level it up, 15% protection, increased protection from elites. Then you have armor kits now repair over 5 seconds instead of instantly. But it's also applied to group members. So say you and me are in the same cover and we're both low health with no armor, and you're running this, and you use an armor kit, which I can't really show you right now until I get into combat. But yeah, I'll show you what the armor kit. It pretty much literally does exactly what it says. It heals your armor. But then it heals you and me over the course of 5 seconds because I'm within 10 meters and I need armor. This here is just the damage. It used to go up to level 5 for tier 5, but all the specs were really, really OP because they had no given awesome talents like these little 4 down here and these up here. It actually had another one above the incendiary grenade. Each one does have the option for its own specialized grenade, or you can just use the regular frag grenade. Well, it's called a concussion grenade, but it actually is a frag. It's a realistically, it's a frag grenade. And then you get a better upgraded version that does less damage, but you can carry more of the frag grenade with the demolitionist. Anyway, once again, like I said, if you're using different things, so like this one here, you can tell that it was meant for mostly probably assault rifles, because you get unlocked a mag. Once you fully upgrade, say the assault rifle, at 50% increased assault rifle damage, you get a magazine for all 5.56 assault style weapons. Any gun that carries 5.56 rounds. And then you get a survivalist D50. Once you upgrade, I mean, you practically get it once you put 1 point in it, but if you upgrade it all the way, it puts it to tier 5, so it still specs out with your other weapons that you're getting. This one here gets a Magnum. It's called a Dicero Special. It's a 357 revolver. And you have your sharpshooter. These are the 3 that you are going to get. As you can see, I have not completed this all the way. I stopped running it because they came out with the other 2, and I'll show you those 2, and I'll also show you why getting the season pass for this is worth it. Or not really a season pass, but it's called a year pass. So this one's got a flashbang. You can see it's tier 4. 1 in the head, so you get 25% increased headshot damage with all rifles and marksman rifles, and it also allows for precision kills, which means sometimes it will one-hit kill in the head. Just depends. Breach control, so 30% weapon stability, which is really good for your marksman rifles because they do sway a lot. It reduces that sway quite a bit. Now your accuracy is how much your bullet drop does. You know, how much your bullet's going to go off your target, or, you know, if you're aiming for the head and they're a little bit far away and you have a rifle, how much it's going to drop. It does drop, but it's nothing like Breakpoint. You don't have to worry about it. Most of your combat's going to be spent maybe 150 meters or closer at max. I'd say 200, just if you're really, really good at what you're doing. And you have Emergency Cleanse, which is for your armor kit. It repairs 100%, removes status effects, and increases resistance to bleed, poison, and burn for 20 seconds. Then you have the Technician, which this allows you to spot targets with your drone instead of you physically going up there. Now, I don't use that. I mean, I recommend it for the Dark Zone, but Dark Zone now is more fast-paced, and it is PvE and PvP. So you can go in and you don't have to like switch to a mode and go search for this. I mean, you can go in and look at like they have skirmishes and domination games, which is strictly PvP, which you can go in and look for. I haven't done any of those, but the Dark Zone is where a lot of people farm, but you got to be aware of other players, because if you shoot them, like literally, there's no friendly fire, but if you and I are in a different group and like we're in the same party and I shoot your foot, I can go rogue, which means everyone's going to be after me now. And then if I kill you and I kill enough players, I can get up to manhunt, which means everybody's going to come after me. And I can lose my shit. Like literally, if I have gear or loot on my back, I can lose it all because of that. Now, one thing I did like that they added this year compared to the first division is that they did add the ability to earn loot directly from the dark zone. So it used to be whenever you get an item in the dark zone, no matter how high or low it is, you have to extract it. But you can only carry 6 to 7, maybe 8 slots in the extraction. It's a little it's contaminated gear is what they call it now. So it's a little yellow bag that literally slides right under your backpack. It just, you don't take it off or anything. I mean, until you extract it, it just pops up there. There's one on the door, but to me it tasted like fruit juice. I don't know why. So now they added to where if you do certain things in a dark zone, it can go directly to your stash instead of you having to extract it all the way. And then you still get contaminated gear, which you do have to extract from the yellow bag. What else? Oh, this is what you get. I'm not sure because if you have to buy these separately, but we'll go with the gunner because it's the first one they released after, you know, after updates and everything. So this one here is more, it's more crowd control, in my opinion. If you unlock this one here, water. To me, it tastes like fruit juice. I mean, it might have just been me. So you unlock your tier 3, so you 15% increase light machine gun damage. You get a large pouch that gives 50 more rounds to any LMG, as long as it's belt fed. Then you can, I mean, these are all custom. You can put some in your pistol. You can put it in your SMG, your shotguns. It's all personal preference on how you're running your builds. You also have killing. This is like an ability. Killing multiple targets without releasing the trigger adds 3 to the ammo bar, excluding the specialization weapon. So that just depends. So it means, in other words, if I take my minigun, because that's what this is, if I take a minigun and I kill 3 targets, I get 3 more ammo to my ammo bar to whatever gun I'm using, except for my minigun. You got ammo, so killing multiple enemies without releasing the trigger adds 1 to group members' ammo bar. Same as mine, just for group members. And then this is tier 4, so 40% increased damage. You got a riot foam grenade. Now what the riot foam grenade does is it literally, when you throw it and somebody runs into it and explodes, it freezes them in place for a time. It literally, exactly what it says. It's actual foam that just stops them. And then killing enemies grants 10% armor, and that's obviously maxed. Every third reload's 50% faster. So I think when you upgrade this, it goes from every 6th to 5th, or 5th, 4th, and then 3rd. And then it used to be every other reload's faster, but then they updated it and changed that. And then armor kits repair 100% armor and grant a 50% bonus to that armor. So you're pretty much getting 150% armor for 10 seconds. And then this is what I was using earlier. I think you might have seen it. You might not. It's called the Banshee. It's a pulse. So not only does it mark them, but it stuns them, and it's in a cone-shaped area. Then you have your P320 little compact pistol. You get, it's a 9mm. That's upgraded all the way. Supply line, generate 10% of total ammo every 60 seconds. And if I'm in a party, if I'm generating 10% of my total ammo, you guys get 5 every 60 seconds. So every minute. I mean, I pretty much have unlimited ammo. It doesn't count for my specialization, though. It only counts for like my regular weapons, my LMG and my assault rifle in this case. Rate of fire is increased by 5% on kill. So when I kill somebody, I get 5% increased rate of fire for 5 seconds. And then 20% weapon handling while not moving. I need to be in cover, motionless for 1 second. So I get 20% weapon handling. And then 50% pulse resistance. So that works for other players, really. That's PvP, the pulse. We'll go over to the technician, the one I'm still working on. It's pretty much a lock on to enemies. Pull the trigger and fire. And forget. It's one of those lock on, fire, forget rocket launchers. And I'm not kidding with you. It's a rocket launcher. And Ronnie, this goes for you. This is the one you missed. So I can lock on, I think, up to 4 targets, maybe more, and you pull the trigger, and it just fucking fires them, and the enemies, it seeks the enemies and explodes on impact. So it's awesome. But this is also meant for, I think this was supposed to be meant for a skill build, because you can see they've got amped, so 30% skill power would be my next upgrade. So I'm sure it would go up to, so 30, 40, I'm sure it would go up to 50% total. And then 5% damage to drones, skill proxies, and robotics. So that means the robot dogs and the rollers. They have rollers. And some of the robot dogs, most of them are snipers, but some of them shoot grenades at your ass, and it's not fun. And your armor kit also applies to all friendly proxies within 10 meters. So if you have a turret next to me and I have a hive and I use an armor kit and they're both low on health, and then you have your drone on me and I use an armor kit, it heals all of them too. So that's awesome. And then you have your Artificer, which sends out electro booster drones that expend themselves and increased. So pretty much what this does is if you have a drone out or a turret or whatever, you know, that requires that, and it's sitting in this, it turns around and refreshes the rate. So pretty much it makes it last longer. And it increases the efficiency of it. So it refreshes the duration. In other words, when you throw it out and it's been out for 2 minutes, if you have one that long, I think it's like 160 or 180 seconds or some shit like that. If you have it out that long, I throw this out, it refreshes that. So now you can leave it out there for another 160 or another 180 seconds. And it makes it more powerful. So it makes it hit harder than what you already had. Like I said, I don't know much about these. Maxim 9. Suppressed 9mm pistol for when you don't want to compromise between performance and suppression. A large magazine and added barrel weight from the suppressor minimizes recoil. So that's actually pretty awesome. I might actually try to get that. But yeah, no, I would definitely recommend. I can't get that one. Can't get any of these because I'm broke. I'm broke on this game. Oh, I can get these. Yep, I upgraded that. And if, like, so say later, like this one here, you decide, oh, I don't want to use my sniper rifle anymore, my marksman rifles. You can respec just that one, or you can decide to respec them all. It's all, and you still get your same points. You don't have to go back and you don't have to go back and worry about, oh man, I just lost everything, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Don't have to worry about that. But you do only get 3 upgrades to your weapons. Yep, there you go. And I can go back and respec everything again. As many times as you want. You get unlimited respecs once you have unlocked that ability, you know what I mean? Like once you've completed everything for it. And you can put it in whatever. So say you want to use your Diceros. Okay, well there's 15% extra to your 357 mag. You know what I mean? So that actually stacks. It all depends on you. It all depends on what you want to run. I'm actually going to change that to this. Yeah, so there's that. Those are the specializations of the game right now. You do have a player stash. Excuse me. Which, if you do get, you do have a limited number of space in your stash. You can only carry, I think it's 200 or 150 maybe. It might be 200, 250. I'm not sure. But once you get up to a certain level, or even if you get the, I think if you get the big version with the pass or whatever. Oh man, I think once you get the big game, or you know what I mean, with the year pass and everything, it does also increase that. So it increases your inventory. You won't have high inventory until you're higher level. Now, when you start out, the levels start from 0 to 30. Once you hit 30, you don't focus on level anymore. You focus on gear score. That bar that I keep pulling up on the top right, it looks like it's a little bit of white. Well, that is your progress bar till you get your next proficiency cache. It's called a field proficiency cache.
Inventory.
You hit options, you come over to hit X on your inventory, and it pops up right here in caches. So you can hold maximum of 10 at a time. And you cannot stash those caches in your stash. You actually have to go and unlock them. Your stash here is pretty much literally what its name implies. You put shit in there. Oh, why did I put that purple in there? You put shit in there and you go from there. I mean, it just holds your stuff until you're ready for it. Maybe you might want to hold, 200 items so you can make a gear set and whatnot, and you can't hold 200 items on your person, so you want to put it in here. Well, that's what you can do with this. These are exotics. These are the 2 exotics you start out with the game. Once you get the year 1 pass, it gives it to you. It's a level 1. They're pretty OP. This may say it's a rifle, but it's got a binary trigger. So these are where you're getting into your talents. So obviously you can see your damage, your rounds per minute, and your magazine. So don't pay attention to the negative numbers right now on mine, because that's just letting me know, hey, you're going to be losing this much damage if you change this weapon with your primary, which is my LMG. But so when you start out, you'll get assault rifle that gives you about 483 damage, 400 rounds per minute, and 30 in the mag. Now the accuracy, it obviously goes way up for me. It actually shows you the damage drop off. So at 109 yards, is where it's dropping off at. So maybe where it's complete drop off. So somewhere in between maybe 70-ish, it might start to drop off if you really want to pay attention to all that. It's got binary trigger. So this weapon is equipped with a binary trigger that fires on trigger pull and release. In other words, when you're aiming down and you pull that trigger, it fires. When you release that trigger, it fires. So if you pull it and if you're tapping your fire button, it'll fire two times instead of 1. And then you've got brutality. When holstered, landing a shot has a 5% chance to deal 100% damage as explosive damage. Okay, now with exotics, they already come with mods, which is the optics rail, the magazine slot, underbarrel slot, and muzzle slot. Those come on there. You cannot change those. Now these guns, however, you can. Every gun has different talents, and in this case, nearsighted is a talent that has a requirement, which means in this case it requires me to have 4 or less electronics, which we call them batteries or yellows or just electronics. And if I had 5 or more, I wouldn't be able to use that, but I'd be able to use the 15% stability and the overlap. While holstered, you gain 5% weapon handling. Now those are for your weapons. Now your gear, same concept. These are just sets. You have 3 or 4 pieces of the same set on there. It gives you bonuses on top of attributes, but they do not have talents. They don't have talents like, say, this one here, Douglas and Harding. So if I use a brand set of Douglas and Harding, for 1 piece, I get 5% accuracy. For 2 pieces and 3 pieces, so on and so forth. They have attributes. You can change the attributes, but you cannot change more than 1. So that's what makes farming worth it. So in this case, I'm looking for a skill build. Well, I need Surge, 20% skill haste. I obviously need the 10% skill haste, which I could get that higher, but I also need damage to elites. Okay, well, I've got 36% damage to elites on this mask. Let's go check out, see if I have another one that's higher. And I know I do. I've got one that gives me 42, I think, or 45. Yeah, see, 45% damage to elites. Alright, well, I can take that 45% damage to elites, or I can put another talent on this. So a talent, I could put my, take that other talent up here that I had. My Surge skill haste, 20% skill haste, and I can come down here and put it on that and trade it for insulated. So now I've got 20% skill haste. Once I put this piece on, once I have another piece of it, I get 10% skill power, and that's all I need. Plus 45% damage to elites. And then I got an additional, you know what I mean? I have an additional for my Surge, 20%. So I'm looking at 40% skill haste on this one piece, once I put that on there. And that's for a skill build. Now, if I wanted an assault build, well, we'll look at mine.
Inventory.
Mine was great before the update. And it wasn't perfect, but I mean, I could have used, I got the job done. So this exact mask here, you could get this exact same mask, but you could have a different utility slot or a different mod slot. So there's utility, defensive, and offensive. And what that does is it gives you boosts. So in this case, I don't need skill power. I don't give a damn about it, but I put something on there just because I get the extra bonuses from, I get increased blind resistant or duration and increased burn duration, which honestly at this point is not really helping me. So I'm going to put the bleed damage on. Well, no, the disrupt duration. Well, in this case it won't matter because I already have that on. So like here, this is the red slot, which means it's offensive. And then the talents. So I have protection from elites because I'm using 511 tactical, and the brand set for 1 gives me the 5% protection. I've got 8% weapon damage. When it says modified, that's what I modified. That's what I put on there. Now, like I said, you'll learn all this. The game explains all this to you. You do have your skills. Like I was explaining to you earlier,
Oh, hey.
some skills, in this case it'd be the pulse. This skill here is called the Banshee. I can only use this while I have the gunner unlocked, which is, like I said, a minigun. And I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go somewhere really fast and show you just to show you what the minigun looks like. You can fast travel. Most of this area is not gonna be unlocked until you play the game a little further. It's part of the story, so all the missions are set on story difficulty. Ronnie, can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Anyway, yeah. So most of the things are set on story, anyways. And then once you beat them, you might be able to go back before you hit 30. So here's the thing that's confusing to a lot of people. When you hit 30, you don't instantly get 500 gear score stuff. You have to go through what they call world tiers, which is 1 through 5. So, nah? Both. Oh, you could have told me this a long time ago. Alright, well, we'll do DCD headquarters on challenging. So when you look over here, I'm sure you know about this. You can read all this, whatever. You're gonna see how hard this shit is on solo. And this is
Looks like they're coming from the
challenge.
DCD complex. Whatever's happening over there, we need to shut it down.
Yeah. Well, once again, there's a lot of story behind it. So the original division, took place in New York. So what ended up happening was somebody decided to put a virus on a dollar bill on Black Friday, and it spread out. Well, it reached all the way to DC. Jeez, I didn't think I was gonna fucking survive that one.
Active terminal detected.
Somebody came home and just laid on
See if you can
down.
hook Isaac into that terminal and get us some intel.
Stop them! Take much more! Check on them!
What do you mean? Yeah, that's the pulse. It's called the Banshee. That's what I was explaining to you. The Banshee stuns them and marks them for me and other players.
Connection established. DCD data stream enabled.
Alright, let's see what we've got.
I'm gonna let
There's an
myself
active
get a
lab
little
on the
damage.
north side, close to
Probably
you.
some damage.
Your first priority should be to shut that down.
And then I'll show you what the whatchamacallit is. The armor kit. Pay attention to the white bar above my name.
In position.
Or above my health bar.
Screw you, Rick. Yeah. Get back.
Shoot me, bitch. Shoot me, bitch. Alright. You've had enough shooting me. You've had enough shooting me. Oh, I died. Anyway. So yeah, I died. Well, I fucking thought I was gonna kill him before he killed me. Yeah, it's halftime. We're losing, by the way. This way. What? Okay, you see that red bar?
That's just a fancy way
Oh,
of saying
it won't let me do
everything
it.
gets
Well,
stirred.
anyway, I use it and
It's
it
not
gives me
detecting the
plus
gas needed for the
50%.
decom process.
Top of what I
They
have.
must have disabled the line.
Hit the main fuel line in the basement. That should get it flowing again.
And these boxes here, they're usually there for grenades or armor kits, more ammo.
Open the fuel line. That should
The
give
blue ones are
decom
ammo.
protocol enough gas to run.
They're in the basement. Emily,
Right,
don't do
boom.
this.
I'll put it like this, Raider. My wife actually played the first one and enjoyed it. Yeah. I think you would enjoy this. I probably should have led with that, huh? Like, oh, you should have... Well, it's made, like I said, it's made by Tom Clancy, so... It's just a different style of, you know what I mean, gameplay and everything. That's exactly what it is. It's a totally different scheme and everything. Enemies do have weak points, by the way. I mean, you can shoot, like, oh shit. Some guys will have bags on their side. You can shoot those. Some guys will have, like, armor weak points. I guess the best way I can explain it. So, like, in their armor, certain parts of their armor will be weaker than others. You can actually deplete enemies' armor on heavies. They have heavies that come after you. Let me tell you, it's not fun. Because they have miniguns. Some of them have grenade launchers. They're not fun.
The decontamination protocol can be initiated from a panel in the lab above you. Stay put once you pull the trigger and you should
They have
be
a
safe.
raid in this too,
Top floor.
by
You
the way.
can't
It
miss
requires
it.
8 players.
Right in the middle of the lab.
It's not optional, it requires 8 players. You can play it without, 8 players, but you can't complete it. You can get so far. I'll tell you that much.
Virus samples detected.
Now you get to see my armor kit.
I'll keep them away.
You can blind fire here.
Burn out the light.
Inventory.
I like looking at what I got. Sometimes.
I guess
You want to see somebody burn alive? Ooh, he dead. He didn't make it. Ronnie, can you hear me? Awesome, yeah. I'm trying to show you gameplay for this too. Some of the new stuff they added. And as you can tell, Raider, some of these guys are a little harder than others. They're not all the same, you know what I mean, same, you know, difficulty. And when you put it on heroic, sometimes when you're on challenging, but when you put it on heroic, they actually have medics that go and revive their other players, and they have full squads of like heavies, and they send all kinds of shit after you, and that's not very fun at all.
Spread out and search for it. It could be anywhere.
Oh shit. Oh, that hurt. I got stuck with that. As you can tell, they shot me with an explosive bolt. Huh.
The outcasts are using blood from an asymptomatic carrier. Someone who's infected but doesn't show symptoms. If I'm right, they're weaponizing green poison and turning it loose on the city. Destroy anything.
So what do you think so far, Raider? Would you play it though? You highly doubt it? Aw, you're gay. Yeah, but honestly, I can't say. I don't know. Breakpoint's awesome. It is. It really is. This game's always fun when you have nothing to do and you want something to do with other people. I mean, hell, even by yourself, sometimes it's fun. But I'd say if you follow the story, a lot of people don't. This is just one mission of like many though. I should go kill a hunter. This guy's another one. Oh yeah, this guy has a sledgehammer. Meet Sledgy! He hurts. Sledgy's dead.
asymptomatic carrier, they've got an endless supply of the virus to play with.
Agent,
That's what
your
we
route
call
out
it
is going
anyway,
to take you
Sledgy.
into the DCD research library.
Hey, while you're in
boy.
there, do me a favor. Recover everything you
No,
can
my
on
wife
broad
played the
spectrum
first one. It was a
antivirals.
little bit more dark. I guess this one's a little bit more colorful. It was all snowy in the first one. Yeah, it's a little less realistic, but I don't know. I mean, talk about advertising gameplay. I think I did a good job, but I don't know. Those guys are down here. You pansies. This isn't gonna be fun. Oh, I got glitched through the wall. Holy shit. That was because I have high damage to it. Not the highest, but high enough.
The DCD's data analysis lab is just
Holy
ahead.
crap, I
See
almost
what data
died.
you can grab for Kelso.
Data transfer initiated.
Yeah, they weren't really going for more realism in this game. They were looking for more. This is, to me, this is a better version of like, if Breakpoint, if they were going for player interaction on Breakpoint, I think they did a shitty job. But this game here, I think they did an alright job. And like I said, I mean, this is good for passing time, killing time, objectives. I mean, and if I want to put it in your you would have to treat this game like D&D
Data transfer completed.
because of the detail you have to pay attention to when you do
Clear to get out of there.
the
Lab
farm.
and
You know what I
samples
mean?
destroyed. I don't think the
Particularly,
outcasts are going to be able to do
so
much else from here.
it's not
Thanks for
just
getting me that data to play
oh,
with.
I'm gonna throw all this gear on because it's better, you know, and I'm a level 30. Well, when you hit level 30, up until level 30, it's pretty much the point. I mean, if you want to pay attention, if you have a specific way that you play. But I mean, like I said, it's all. I think the best way I can explain this to you is to look at this like you're playing D&D, like you're playing Neverwinter. It's not as open unless you go into DZ. You know what I mean? As far as the PvP aspect and I mean, there are things you can do throughout this map that I guess could compare. Obviously, I can't fucking compare Division to D&D, but I mean, in retrospect, I'm gonna have to tell you to, you know, think of it like that. If, you know, like as far as the concept of farming, or what you think behind it, you know what I mean? Like playing together with other people. Because it, like, but these bosses here, sometimes they just randomly spawn in the world. They're not at necessarily at, you know, it's not always the same boss. It could be random. And I know, like on Neverwinter, it's usually it's the same spot. Look at the dragon we had to fight that one time. They're in the same spot. Petraxis is the same spot all the time. Well, I might fight that person. You know, say I might fight a heavy boss as soon as I get out of here, and he might not be there next time I do this mission. You know what I mean? He went boom.
Serious trauma detected.
Holy crap.
Can't stop Justin!
I was trying to hit him with the riot foam so you can see what it looked like. Carmen, let me see. It's like right now they're fighting a couple enemies. Just random people fighting enemies. Now, sometimes there's a heavy out here. Sometimes there's enemies and a heavy. Sometimes there's nothing. And all the enemies aren't the same. There's different factions. So you might see, like this guy here, he could have been fighting those other two. So, I mean, you could always just let them fight each other and hash it out. And, you know what I mean? It's totally up to you. Or you just blow them all to hell like me. I fucking love it. Oh, there's one thing I
not
didn't...
give a shit.
Yeah, and just not give a shit. There's one thing I forgot to show you. That's probably why you're still fucking watching. The only reason you're still watching. The differences in the classes, the specs of classes. So I showed you this one, right? The minigun. Did I show you that? Let's find somebody. Here we go.
Hostile broadcast detected.
This is just one of those things you can do. I don't really care about it. Now, one thing I will tell you is like, so this one here is connected to this control point, right? So they have control points once you get to level 30. I mean, they have them all over. Once you get to level 30 and you start leveling things up, you can get these. So it says 0-1. That's just the level, alert level. You can get it to 4, which is the highest. So what you do is you come over and you do this. The things that have that little red line that are... Get my character to disappear here. There it goes. So that little red line that's connected to it, like this little propaganda broadcast, that's if I do that, and then I come over and I do this public execution, and then I come over and I do this, that puts it up to a 4. This here is for another one. You see what I mean? They all have, most of them, so the question mark means I don't know what it is, but I know whatever it is links to this one. So, and some of them, they don't have them. Some of them, I mean, they're just random. You gotta wait for them. So this here is just Stronghold, Tidal Basin. It's the main stronghold. There's 3 strongholds, and well, 4. So in the order that you do them in is District Union. Mine's locked because I have to do invaded missions. The missions get invaded every week, and it's different missions, and it's usually different strongholds. So, say this mission's invaded, this mission's invaded, this one's invaded, and then this one's invaded, right? Well, they would all lock this and this, and every week you get rewards for it. You can change the difficulty. So, like, we'll say, we'll go here. So this is an invaded mission. I can do it on heroic. Now you see in the bottom left, I get all those fucking rewards compared to doing it on this, on normal. So, and it goes the same for any invaded mission. Now this mission here, the other missions will just be challenging, but challenging is actually pretty fucking hard now. It's actually a little bit not easy anymore. So in order to unlock this, I have to go and do this mission. Once I unlock that, once I do that mission, I can do this this stronghold. Once I do this stronghold, this one will unlock, and then I can do that. It's just a little objective they give you every week. I mean, to pretty much tell you, in order to look for gear, and you want to do this mission for gear, well, you got to do these other missions. And it just gets you more currency. Alright, and then you also have targeted gear now. So the Dark Zone here, which is, you have targeted gear. So it updates every, I think, 24 hours. I think. Something like that. I don't know, maybe 16. You get, shows you what sets you're looking for, the area that you can get them in. So right now I believe this is the invaded DZ. Yeah, this is the invaded DZ. And it looks like they're getting rid of Mirakamis. So, yeah, then they have the stronghold, and it shows masks or like chess pieces here. That's just total random. You could get any gear set, like this mission here, Jefferson Plaza. If you do it, you can get any assault rifle of any, you know what I mean, any kind of assault rifle. Gear set, so like this one here is giving gloves. The mission that I have to do, Camp White Oak, they're giving gloves. That could be any set of gloves. Same thing with this, any set of holster, and whatnot. And for those of you that didn't know, Kinley College is actually open now. Kinley College is open. I do actually, so they have modifiers every week. Well, and this one's 1 day, 11 hours. It's only available for a certain amount of time, and then it comes back, and then it goes away, and then it comes back, and so on and so forth. Now, if you do the mastery, all the branches, I think, on mastery, you get the diamond back. I'm not sure if that's mastery or if it's regular, but yeah, just throwing that out there. Alright, well, pretty much seen most of the gameplay for Division 2. Those of you that end up getting the game, feel free to shoot me a friend request, like, subscribe to the channel. It'll help me out a lot, tons, so I can get more videos out there. And my gamer tag, for those of you that don't know, is Ghost, capital G. Let me find this, hold on. Yeah, there's my gamer tag right there. It's Ghost-Reaper249. I'm previously known as XXGPSRXX. Shout out to the Cash Crew Mafia clan that I'm in. These guys, I know a couple of these guys in there. These guys are really good guys. If you guys don't know what you're doing as far as gear, I highly recommend you hitting up Elite. His name, well, what's what we call him, Elite. His, let's see if I can find him. There he is, Elite King Ant 25. Hit him up. And I'll tell him, just tell him, say, you met Ghost Reaper 249 the other day, and he sent me to come talk to you about builds, and I'm new to the game. And we'll be more than happy to hit you guys up. My buddy here, KingMage20, unfortunately, he's not gaming with me. He hasn't been for a while. Those of you that know him, hopefully we can get that problem fixed soon, and we'll all be broadcasting again. Alright, I'm out. Peace. It was nice talking to you guys.